It's crazy. Y'all see anything?
Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with two Tigers in the house. I got Jason Ide, Coach Finn, Lucky Finn, and I also got the creative genius behind Five Arms and Lucky Fin, Kenneth Hilliard, in the house.
What up, boys? What up?
Bam, bam, bam.
Getting ready to talk some college baseball World Series.
Jason's got a torpedo bat.
A mini torpedo bat.
Oh, Lord.
Obviously, we got some intriguing teams in this, starting out with the Murray State Racers, guys, and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. What's your guys' breakdown of the bracket?
Kenny, pull it up.
I'll pull it up. We're going to use Arkansas's bracket because they had the best looking bracket without us having to put it together. So not a really good start, but
Thanks.
No, we got Coastal in Arizona starting off.
That's right, but I was just talking about the underdogs.
You're talking about underdogs.
You're talking about underdogs.
Talking about the bracket. I thought we were just talking about the bracket.
Well, as LSU fans, we know that Coastal is one of those you don't really want to call them an underdog because they'll bite you. Our Coastal is going to be a very good team. The thing about Murray State is that regional with Duke was just it was a weird regional. It wasn't like anybody was that tough of a team to be. Duke and Murray State. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, that regional didn't seem like a regional. To be honest, I mean, it's like one of those games everybody kind of forgot, and they were lucky to go to 3. So I don't know. I think Murray State has a chance against UCLA. I don't know about this. This is weird. This is a weird tournament. I'm not really sure what to think, to be honest.
I mean, didn't Duke knock out Georgia? That was the 7 seed. Murray State took out the 10 seed. Who was the 10 seed? Why am I blanking? Who did Murray State take out?
Who did they take out?
Who was
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
hold on, I got it right here. It was Ole Miss.
Oh,
that's right.
See,
they beat Ole Miss.
It's just the whole regional this year just did not make any sense. I thought it wasn't even like anybody was really that tough. I wasn't surprised. I'll say I wasn't surprised about who was losing. So,
I mean, let's look at the teams that were in those regionals, right? It was Ole Miss, Murray State, Western Kentucky, and Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech was a big one.
Yeah,
I
lot of people had them in the finals. To be honest, well, not in the finals, at Omaha.
Right, and I thought they were going to win that regional as well, going into it. And then on the other side, you had Georgia, Binghamton, Oklahoma State, and Duke. And I mean, if you think about it, Georgia was out before even the regional final because Oklahoma State made it to play Duke, and then Murray State and Ole Miss went to the Game 7, the deciding Game 7, and Murray State took it home. And honestly, with the pitching staffs of a lot of these top tier programs, it's almost a shock to see you would expect better depth team to lose in that deciding Game 7. So props off to Murray State for getting by them.
Yeah, that Murray State game came down to the wire because of pitching. One guy came in, and I kid you not, he threw 4 pitches. I think he got an out, and they took him out and threw 4 pitches. But I think I'll bring it up multiple times. I think this whole World Series is going to be about pitching, but we can get that to a later time because.
Yep.
I don't care how much you can hit. If you can pitch consistently, that's why I think we might see some flops. I think we'll see a good amount of flops and be pretty shocked because they just can't pitch.
And it's funny that you say that because I had this conversation with my brother earlier. He went based on his comment on our post about the hitting. I said, Alec, look, let's be honest though, right? If you don't have consistent pitching in the postseason in college baseball, you will not be able to go to the distance. You lose game one, you're going to be screwed. You're not going to be able to. Oh, that's a good view. Now I can actually
There we
feel
go.
like I'm talking to you guys again.
I didn't even
You
know it was
can.
on it.
No, it's funny because as I'm talking, I feel like I'm just talking into a screen, and then I forgot where everybody was. But I was telling him it's really going to come down to depth when it comes to the postseason. If you lose that first game, the only way you're going to be able to come back is with pitching depth. Otherwise, you can kiss it goodbye. So,
yeah,
I think we talked about earlier when we were on our first episode of the BS Talk, but we were talking about how important like pitching is, and sometimes pitching can create like skewed numbers and things like that. So I thought that was really interesting that every article I ever read about the World Series was talking about pitching and the ERA, and it was really intriguing to me that I never realized how important pitching was. I thought hitting would be kind of up there, obviously, because you had to score. But just my little take.
Tell them the main problem with pitchers right now in college baseball, Kenny. We were talking about it the other day.
It's all about speed. It's speed this, speed that. Like you have your, let's say your sixth guy. I mean, he doesn't even start. He probably comes in for an inning, or he just needs to get you an out. He's throwing 95 miles an hour. Like they are all throwing fast, fast. You watch TikTok videos and all that, and they are just absolutely, flinging their head all over the place. And it's so much about speed that these guys can't even consistently throw a fastball. I mean, I guess it was for a strike. I mean, they could throw the fastball, but do they know where it's going? Absolutely not. And you see the
Aim for the
catchers
mascot. Aim for the mascot.
aim. They probably would hit the mascot if the mascot sat behind the plate. If Mike the Tiger was sitting there back on the screen and he got hit in the head, and everybody would be so shocked, I'd be the only one not shocked. And if Mike died because the pitcher can't throw a consistent strike, then that's just on the pitching labs, all the pitching labs. I'm gonna fix your Cordal Tex hip bone and make sure the hip bone turns 90 degrees angles so you could throw 95 plus miles an hour. But are you gonna walk 30 guys in your career? Yes, actually no. You're gonna walk 30 guys in a weekend. But thank God you could throw 95 miles an hour.
Yep. And
that's
when we talk about it, go finish up. My bad.
That's what happened to LSU. LSU got some. The pitching came to life. Did Eisen come into a game? Who came in and like the pitching was struggling? I think it was. Was it the game?
Eisen closed out Game 7 of the of the regional.
I think it was
one of the region. Yeah, one of our games.
He came in towards the end. I remember.
Yeah, he came in like towards the end, middle of the game.
Plus, also don't forget, Case and Evans came in after Zach Cowan had a bad start.
That he came in and shut it down.
Yes,
and it was just. But the thing with the speed is like I can tell when it's going to be a ball, because Jason, you pointed out like I was falling like 30 feet off of the mound.
Yes, so, completely unbalanced.
Yeah, it's just. So that's why I said like pitching's going to be a big thing, because if you just have one bad day, it's going to be bad. Like it's going to be rough. So
think about it. If we go back to the Super that LSU was in, and obviously we're going to talk a lot about LSU because we watched their games closest, right? But you look at that game, one of the Supers, they won with 16 runs on 8 hits. The bases were walked loaded, I believe, for the first Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of them. At least one of the Grand Slams was bases loaded were walked. And what I think happens is to umpires behind the plate. I mean, I've officiated myself, right? it's one of those things where you start to get into it's a ball, that's a ball, and then when one is close, your brain is already telling you, well, am I gonna even see a strike? And you're gonna immediately get delayed in a way and probably just say, close one, probably a ball, because I mean, he's not giving me anything to make me feel confident that I'm gonna be able to call this a strike. You're throwing off your catcher. Your catcher's not catching it in a good spot, which makes it harder for the umpire to make the call. You're like you said, they're falling off unbalanced. Those kind of things I feel are so small. They're a pitch by pitch basis, and that's why teams that have good command, like UCLA, good control in when they're pitching in their pitching staff, those guys are going to have potential to have good times in the postseason. Which here we are, UCLA in the College World Series.
Yeah, that's a. I think Arkansas, like they've got a good pitching staff. I'm not sure about everyone else. Everyone else, to be honest.
Well, Coastal Carolina, I mean, they have one of the lowest ERAs in the country right now. They have 3.25 and also tied for the lowest or the second lowest whip of 1.18. And even, I mean, look at this off this picture of what the catcher's been able to do with the zone and framing it. I mean, look at that. That is so many strikes that he was able to
Goodness
pull that were
gracious.
balls. So, I mean, that just goes to show how dangerous the pitching can be for the Chanticleers. And honestly, I'm gonna say it right here and right now that I think they'll be in the final against the Tigers. That's kind of my team pick, to be honest.
Jesus,
Oh,
no.
don't.
Um,
It's the same thing. Yep. Right back at the Supers 2016 in Baton Rouge.
Every time I close my
I'm gonna
eyes, I
say
see
it.
that bearded guy at second
Oh
base.
my God, sliding in.
Yes.
Yep. I know what you're
God.
doing.
But I mean, another surprising team too. I mean, I don't think Louisville's gonna make it that far. The ACC, it looks like, was pretty weak overall this year. I mean, you look at Duke, and yeah, they should have ended up winning that game against Murray State, but it's almost
Mm-hmm.
laughable that Louisville's at where they're at, in my opinion. And then you kind of bounce around, and obviously, I think Arkansas and LSU are going to battle it out, and I think LSU is going to end up winning by at least one run. Obviously, one run, but I think it will be a one-run game, is what I'm meaning to say. I mean, they were preseason picked, top four. And throughout the season, they got to number one in the season. And honestly, I think whoever comes out on top is going to be the winner. So I don't mean to put too
Whoever
much
comes
pressure
out
on a
on top
game.
of the
Arkansas
LSU
and
Arkansas game.
LSU,
Okay.
yeah, is honestly going to win. I think those are obviously the two highest rated left in the World Series, I believe.
Yes. 3 and
So
6.
3 and 6, and so and SEC owns baseball, and I'll say that as a Big Ten guy. Even though I'll get ridiculed for that, but I think the SEC just dominates baseball throughout the year. And although I think Arkansas is very good, I think the Tigers are going to show out and show for. So
Yeah, if we think if we want to discuss that game a little more, I mean, I was talking to Kenny the other day and I said I'm nervous. And it's not that I'm nervous about that game specifically. That game just makes me nervous in general for the rest of the tournament, right? Because whoever loses that game is going to be having a tough road back.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
mhm,
let's be real. I mean, I have nothing against Murray State, but UCLA is coming in pretty well too. And they're both coming in hot.
mhm,
And we discussed it in our last episode about this. It's all about getting hot in baseball. It's all about getting hot in the postseason. But
mhm,
if you're UCLA and you beat Murray State and you're LSU Arkansas and you lose, you're going to play Murray State next round, and then you're going to play the loser of Arkansas and UCLA. I don't want to have that as a deciding factor, because then whoever, if you win that game, now you still got to go play the other one and you got to beat them twice. So I mean, you're talking about 5 games where you're going to have solid pitching, and that's going to be tough, especially against. I mean, we're at the College World Series where everybody can hit too, so it's going to be scary. But I mean, that's why you throw your best. and both of them are going to burn their aces, right? And
Mhm.
if it's a repeat of what we saw in 2023, if LSU loses that game, which I believe this is a similar thing that happened. We lost one of our games in the early stages of
Mhm.
in
That Wake
2023.
Forest.
Yes, and you're
Wake
going to
Forest.
expect that your star pitcher Anderson is going to have to pitch Game 7 of that regional to get out to go to the finals, right? And then you lose them for the finals. You lose your ace. I mean, we ended up coming out on top because we had a loaded team that year. With where we didn't need Paul Skeens to pitch in the final, but I don't think you can afford that this year. There's just not enough depth.
Yeah, I don't think our pitching, and that's probably why Jay Ison and they've got a lot of pitches in. They got a lot of pitches in. Uh-oh.
He's muted for now. He's in the car. His audio is gonna be jacked. What up, David? Can you hear us?
You just see his light
do you
every
mean?
once in a while.
How's my audio?
That's
You
great.
sound fine.
We got to put an avatar over you.
Yeah, probably.
It looks like the
Dude,
before when
Did we?
at the end of a movie.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Did you win?
Hell yeah, I won.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dog mentality,
After
baby.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
For those on that are listening, David just joined us from the car, but David
Live
just
from the
also
car.
took a dub playing some tennis.
That's right.
He's getting ready for Wimbledon. That's coming up in July.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
Big
to
fan
qualify.
of Wimbledon.
Trying to qualify. We're gonna
Oh,
see
yeah.
David at Wimbledon.
Maybe.
First round, Alcatraz versus Solway.
I think that would be pretty good.
Well, David, you joined us at a good time. We were talking about, we're just kind of going around about the games. The first round, we haven't gone through our picks yet. We're just kind of discussing where we are in the College World Series with all the teams. So you caught us talking about the LSU Arkansas game, and we were talking about depth, and Kenny was going in about the discussing the pitching with how Jay handled the pitching staff. So Kenny, you want to go back? Whatever you were saying.
Yeah, our starting pitchers they go deep. They go deep. They throw a lot of pitches, and I think it's just to save some of the other arms. I think Jay's got a little bit of a trust issue with our pitchers because it's just the inconsistency. So that's the thing. I think that is throughout every team because I mean I just don't think it's just a we'll see.
And you know what they say when it comes to where we are in a situation where you're going to go home, you want to throw your best.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't have that guy available. So you just have to either hope and pray that somebody can get you a couple innings here so you can get through a couple guys, maybe throw a couple innings each. And then you can get to the next game where you can have an extra day of rest for that star that you want to throw. But I mean, with the depth, you don't have a lot of room for losing that first game. I'll tell you that. David, what do you think? You're on mute. Sorry.
He
Never mind.
muted himself. He's driving.
We'll wait for him. Yeah, we'll let him listen and he can hop
Hey,
in.
I just don't want to be a distraction if my audio's messed up. So
No, your audio's fine.
Yeah, we can hear
It
you
just
clear.
sounds like you're driving, but you're fine.
I mean the
I am
fact
driving,
that
so that makes sense.
I know.
I mean you're a winner. You can't be a distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, David, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the thing you said at the end, it's so important to win your first game because you get the extra rest and you're not playing with as much pressure to where you feel like you have to bring guys in on short rest if you're facing the double eliminate, your second loss for the elimination. So that first game is massive, and that SEC matchup, the Arkansas LSU game, I mean, the winner could come out of that, but it's why is my thing coming through? Okay, just go. You guys talk.
That's gonna be
All right.
a
For
ruckus crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh wee.
Well, what's the attendance guess?
I have no
A
clue.
lot.
How-
A lot.
Well, LSU is bringing a huge size Mike the Tiger Mardi Gras float. So if you want to talk about intimidation and you want to talk about beautiful use of money,
Charles Schwab Field has a seating capacity of 24,000 according to their website.
I think it'll sell out.
I
So
think
you're talking about 24,000 plus standing room only. So you're talking about
I'll go 32.
32,000? Dude, wait. Speaking
Dude, it
of,
can't hold
while we're
32.
talking about
It can't
I
hold
know it
32.
can't hold 32. I'm talking about people being there, standing room only, trying to get in.
It
Do you
can't-
understand
it can't-
that, David?
No,
He'll climb on
it's
top
a
of the
fire
wall.
hazard. That is a fire
It can't
hazard.
hold 8,000 people in standing room only. The concourse isn't that big.
Well, you listen here. All right, we do things that are impossible, and then we make it possible. Okay, here on Five Arms and Lucky Finn, we make things happen.
I went to the Tennessee-Florida State game last year at Charles Schwab Field, and it was packed. Those were two good fan bases.
Oh,
Travel
Florida
well.
State would have been a really cool team to see.
Whoa, here you go. This is a random thing. I just Googled highest attendance at Charles Schwab Field. Looks like 28,846 is what I found. But weirdly enough, it says capacity 24,505. And then it says in parentheses expandable to 35,000. Record attendance is that 28,846 was LSU versus TCU in 2015.
Is TCU playing?
I believe they hosted, right? No?
No, yeah, they hosted because you got to remember TCU is a more storied program. In the sorry, let me make sure I add the last 15 years. Last 15 years in LSU.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, but they are playing in the NIT.
against who? Who are they playing
Tennessee.
against?
They're playing Tennessee.
If I'm not mistaken, TCU just had a powerhouse year. I mean, let's be honest. Big 12. I mean, they should have been hosting, right? I mean, they did.
Of course.
But did they get a top 8 national seed? I can't remember.
Thought they were number one.
I think they were.
He said, "I thought they were number
No,
one.
I think
number
Vandy
one
was
losing. Number one losing.
I think
Didn't
Vandy
they?
was.
Didn't TCU? If I'm not mistaken, TCU went 0-2 in at Oregon State.
Oh, they were out. They were out quick.
Yeah.
Actually,
Here I got it right here on my little.
Hold on.
sheet of
How
paper.
did it? How did Arizona?
TCU
This is my
0-2.
question. How did Arizona make it after losing 18-2 against North Carolina?
Because it's a best of 3, baby. Best of 3. They don't care.
18-2. They got that ass whooped.
Okay. Do you remember what the LSU Florida game was? Game 2 of the College World Series final.
We don't talk about that.
We do because it was a big thing for Florida, talking a lot of crap.
Oh yeah, it was the most runs or walks or whatever it was.
And then I'm pretty sure LSU broke some record of it the next day, 18-4 versus LSU final.
TCU got clapped 7-2 and 13-1. So yeah, they didn't have a chance.
Holy smokes!
But that's what I'm telling. Like this is this thing about. We had all the posts about how all the SEC teams got regionals, and then only 2 of them made it to the this and that. And Vanderbilt lost, and now the whole thing is the ACC, all their teams didn't make it. This is not college football. This is not college basketball. This is baseball. It's a completely different sport. I don't care what. I think first of all, I think the SEC and the ACC are almost somewhat comparable. I mean, these are like powerhouse conferences. I mean, was it last year? Wasn't but all the teams SEC, ACC, or
it was 4 ACC, 4 SEC?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I mean, like this is it. I think it's such a stupid argument half the time because it's like things like LSU losing to Stony Brook. This happens like you lose 18-2 or whatever the
Welcome
score
to
was,
baseball.
and now you're in the World Series. You have one bad day of pitching, you're done. You
Yeah.
can't hit. You can't hit. Like this is not. But that's what's so cool. That's why this whole Omaha this year was just awesome.
Yeah.
It's just one of the best. And Brendan said it was the first time he's been watching college baseball, like this regional stuff. Picked a good year. Everyone picked a good year to follow it.
Yeah, especially when Brendan, what did you called it? You called it, oh my God, this is like March Madness, because Brendan's a big March Madness guy. It's like, yes, this is baseball's March Madness, and this year it is madness.
Oh, is it? God,
It is.
Well, I turned on my TV, and all of a sudden I see these games, and I'm like, ooh, let me put that one up there and put that one over there. And
he was doing squeeze play.
yeah, I was doing that.
Shout out squeeze play. Coolest thing that I've seen ESPN come up with in a long time.
Oh, I saw that too.
It was so fun.
I really liked it. I'll be honest, because I got to watch multiple games. And we did not lose Kenny. Kenny brought up
we got squeeze play. Squeeze play.
Cat 9. Maruch.
You know who tried the squeeze play but got out? Wake Forest. And then here comes. I almost said Joe Morgan. Almost said Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan takes the ball and he shovels it. Joe Morgan.
Here you go, Kenny.
A Durham bowl.
Here you go, Kenny. Here you go. Kenny.
What you got?
I'll throw it through the screen. Throw it through the screen, baby.
Am I supposed to tag him?
Yeah, here. Ping.
Yeah,
He's out.
Oh God!
I know. That was almost identical.
Let's talk games. Brendan, pull up the bracket.
The bracket.
I think my mic's about to die. By the way, not my mic, my headers.
The bracket is on. So who do we? Let's just start at the top left, just because it's up there. We got Coastal in Arizona, 1 p.m. ESPN Friday, obviously. Who do we got coming out of that one? Break it down.
Personally, I have Coastal. I think Coastal Carolina is going to come out on top. I just think that you were talking about their pitching staff earlier, right? One of the best ERAs in the country. Arizona's hot. I don't want to discount the hot. But Coastal, this is a matchup of two hot teams. I mean, Coastal swept Auburn, who was the 4 national seed, maybe a little overseeded, but
yeah,
Coastal, honestly, to me, very underseeded. I thought they deserved to be a top 8 national seed, but we know how attendance numbers work for the way they do seeding. So that's where they ended up. But I do believe this team is dangerous. That's who I got.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You went on mute, Kenny. You went on mute. Your thing, like it says you're muted.
I'll mute him for. Oh yeah, he muted himself.
You're muted on the app on the screen. Yeah, I don't know why I'm a cat. That's what this reminds me of. Oh, you came off of mute. Now you're back on it.
Is it echoing?
Nope.
No,
you're good.
You're fine.
Okay, because my headphones died. But I do have another set of headphones. Anyway, what I was saying.
I got 2 headphones.
Just use your AirPods.
These Turtle Beaches? No.
Turtle Beaches, baby.
Turtle Beach, baby.
More power.
I think.
He's muted again.
Well, now we can't hear you at all. I think what Kenny was going to say was somebody's going to win, right? I believe that's true.
Yeah.
He's fixing itself. He's getting that technical side fix. He thinks Arizona's going to win. Is that what it is? Arizona's going to they're going to shoot the bird? The Chanticleer? He thinks Arizona is going to shoot the Chanticleers. Not literally. I mean, I guess that's
What
you're just
worries
being
me
like
about these
figuratively for the win. Oh, they're gonna take him out.
what
Kenny
worries me
thinks
about
Arizona is gonna take him out. Sorry, Brendan. Go ahead. We can actually hear
no
you.
what worries me about Arizona is they're really streaky, but they have a pretty good offense. Obviously, uh, Mason White, who obviously stood out, a junior for the Wildcats. He batted 333 with 70 RBIs, 21 more than anyone else on the roster. That's obviously pretty impressive to me. Wildcats on the mound behind Tony Pluta. They boasted a 1.30 ERA with him with 14 saves on the season. Obviously is in the running for multiple awards. And, Arizona hasn't been really too relevant since its title win in 2012. I mean, obviously we know the brand, but they've, I believe, missed a tournament the last couple years, I believe.
I think it was two.
Bi- Two, yeah, in Omaha. So I'm gonna go off pitching here and I'm gonna take the Chanticleers. But I think honestly, I'm gonna say this about a lot of the games, but I feel like it should be a really good game in my opinion. I think it might be low scoring, which probably edges, in my opinion, Coastal against Arizona. But if Arizona's bats come alive against Coastal, I would give Arizona the win pretty quickly. So if Coastal can keep it under wraps, I like Coastal though. So
I think I'm back online.
Oh, there you are. Yes,
There we
now I
go.
can hear you. All right, so
I
go ahead with what you were gonna say. I didn't want to.
yeah,
I was tired of playing charades.
Oh, no. You translated it well.
Oh, I
think.
did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. You didn't see me going.
I mean, I wasn't sure if that was like, yeah. Now elaborate on what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I was going to see if you would keep on going. I don't know. I don't know if Schwab is huge. So I'm wondering if any of the hitting is. I'm sure none of these teams are home run hitters. So I don't. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. I really don't think that's a huge deal because, I mean, I think Georgia and Tennessee were like the biggest home run hitters.
Arkansas's big home run
Yeah,
hitters this year. I
yeah.
think they set a school record this year for home runs.
Yeah.
dang.
But I mean, I think that they will actually be hitting because I know some teams they hit a lot of home runs, but like Tennessee and Georgia, they play in a little league ball field, so it's not like
Yeah,
I'm sure Arkansas is actually legit hitting big boy home runs and not 310 pop ups that go over the fence.
Yeah. The thing that makes this game scary is Arizona has the revenge factor on their side, right? From the 2016 final when Coastal beat Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that one of the guys actually mentioned it when they won their supers. One of the kids that's on their team, I don't remember what his name was or which one it was. He came through. He was the one who got the clutch hit to win them the whole thing in the supers. But he was saying that at the time he grew up in Tucson. He was a Arizona fan growing up, so he watched that game and like saw them lose, and so he's really excited to go play Coastal Game 1. I feel like that's like an edge that it gives you as a team when you come in with that revenge factor. I think that's even though none of these kids were on that team, right? And none of the coaching staff, I mean, that I know of is still there because Jay Johnson left and came to LSU. But it's going to be fun. I'll tell you that.
so we all
right.
have the Chanticleers then.
No, I think Brendan or Kenny has Arizona.
Yeah, I got Arizona. I'm just gonna take Arizona.
Psst. All right, and we'll head down to the next one, Oregon State and Louisville. I'm all over the Beavs on this one. Not really a big believer in Louisville at all. I think Oregon State is continually adding to who they are and what they are. But although I think this season has been obviously unique for the Beavers, but I think they're going to deliver in this series. I don't have a reason why or not, but I just I like the Beavs, man. I like the Beavs against the Cardinals. I'm not really a believer in the Cardinals.
I got Louisville. I think Louisville started game one of them for them against Miami. I believe he'll probably be starting Patrick Forbes. He's the flamethrower on that team. He's got 107 strikeouts in 66 innings. If he's the starter, I think that he's going to be a big factor in this game. That's why I think Louisville takes it.
Yeah, if you say that, then I'll probably take Louisville too. Or Oregon State's they're a scary team. I mean, they haven't been here since 2018. I did not know that since they
Since
won.
they made that run.
Yeah, that's
So they got
won.
lucky in one.
I know, because the dude dropped the catch.
No,
was a foul ball.
let's not do that to that man. I don't want to bring it up on him.
I'll never forget that play. I was watching that.
Nobody
They
called
were playing
for it.
They were playing
nobody called for it.
We're talking about was that
Arkansas.
They were playing Arkansas.
Game
Yeah.
2.
They were
2
playing
outs in the ninth.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that game? I thought that was a Jesus.
That was the final.
It was popped up in the air and dropped it. That's how they lost.
I'll take Louisville. They had a if they get that pitcher and it ends up being a pitching stool, I think it'll just be Louisville.
Yeah.
Plus, forgot to mention, Oregon State got here by coming back on Florida State in the ninth, game 1. And if it wasn't for that, they had lost game 2. I mean, no telling what happens in the next game if they lose game 1. But they were that close to not being here. So
Florida State almost came back from that game, that final one.
Yeah, it was that was a fun series to watch.
I still can't believe Florida State didn't make it. It's just so weird. A lot of the teams that didn't make it, but out of all of them that didn't make it, that Florida State, I was a little shocked.
So Brendan, then if that's who we got winning those first 2 games, who comes out of this side of the bracket? Who do you got?
Between like my picks?
They're just between Coastal Arizona, Oregon State, Louisville. I mean, you could say Oregon State lose game 1.
I got Coastal, baby. It's
back.
Coastal and the Tigers. It's Coastal and the Tigers. I've been saying this. Clip it. I don't care. It is the Chanticleers versus the Tigers. The Tigers are going to do what they're going to do, baby. They're going to hit homers. They're going to get people in.
Amen.
And what they need to focus on is their pitching. The Tigers have struggled with their pitching. If they just do what they can do, and they've done it, and I've seen it, and they don't go out of their mechanics like Kenny goes on a rampage about, then they'll be fine. Then they'll be fine. But if they don't do their mechanics, if they don't do the little things right, they're going to get bombarded by Arkansas. And I mean bombarded with missiles and torpedoes, and it could get ugly. I'm going to be honest. If the Tigers don't come out and pitch well, we saw it against Little Rock. And almost lost that, to be honest. Like somehow their center fielder was like King Griffey out there all of a sudden.
Jeez,
that dude was killing it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, dude, that dude is a monster. Love to get him on the pod. Absolute dog.
Absolute dog.
Dog of the tournament.
But what I'm getting is if you really look at this LSU team, they're just stacked from top to bottom, in my opinion. They have more depth than any other team, in my opinion. They have better contact hitters than any other team, but where they've struggled the most is getting people out. And if you can't get people out in baseball, you're going to lose. So, and that comes back to pitching. And so, like I said, if they do their mechanics right and do what coaches are supposed to tell them, they're going to win it all. But they're going to go and have this cocky attitude and, oh, we can do whatever. They're not going to win. They just won't. Sorry, don't care. Like next year, but that's my rant, because there's no way that the Chanticleers lose to Arizona. There's no way they lose the little Cardinals or Oregon State and the Beavers, and the Tigers should sweep. Murray State's cute. Don't care. They're gonna lose, and then you go to the Bruins. They've had an historic season. Where have they been lately? The last 7 years, no one knows. They've been hiding their hibernation. So go Tigs. Go Tigers, baby. Bam. Clip it.
Not hibernation. They've been trying to look ever since they joined whatever big numbered conference they joined.
The
They
Big
have
Ten conference.
Oh, Big 10, not Big 12, Big 8, whatever number it is now, 16. Oh, big 144. So actually, no, here we go. The big square root of 144, which I hope and believe is 12. So that's the Big 12 right there, baby.
The square root of 144 is 12 because 12 times 12 equals 144.
Look at me. Maybe a graphic designer, but I do know math. But they had to build up some money because it costs a ton of travel now. Because a state like California, who cares a lot about the environment, decided to join a conference that's on the other side of the United States. So it's good that Omaha is in the middle of it.
Mm.
And also, for a historic program like UCLA, this is what I feel bad for
Yes.
UCLA, period. There was nobody at that game. I don't care.
No.
Southern Miss has a tiny stadium, which they'll fit everybody they can into that stadium as much as they can. So I think Murray State will have more fans than UCLA, and I think that might be a factor. I'm going to go. Did we already do this side of the bracket? Am I jumping the gun?
No, I was still talking about the other side. Brendan jumped over, talked about both sides, and now you're talking about the other side too. Who do you? Let's just do this.
Who do you have
got
on the left
winning?
side?
Who do you got winning each side of the bracket? Let's just go with that.
All right. It'll be Coastal and LSU.
Okay. I was gonna say
What
the
I've
same
been
thing.
saying.
I was already thinking the same thing because I like Coastal's pitching staff. I don't think Louisville's gonna have the depth to make it through. Is my problem for them. Jesus, are we all gonna say the same thing?
I mean, if we're betting money, I might honestly put Arkansas.
I mean, if we're betting money, I'm gonna lose because we don't win.
Let's go back to
if
picks.
look, if you guys got Coastal, I want to say Coastal as well, but I'll go with a dark horse and say Louisville wins out of this side. Sure, but I do think it'll be Coastal. I don't know. I just want to make sure we're not all picking the exact same thing.
So who's the winner? Are we all picking the Tigers?
For the whole thing?
Whole thing, baby.
I mean, I'm so biased, but I don't.
Even when I'm trying not to be, even when I'm trying to be biased, it's such back and forth because LSU the hitting has gotten a lot better. So like they're consistently like smoothly hitting. Arkansas is just consistent all around.
Yeah.
So I really want to say Arkansas, but if I'm gonna be like I'm going Arkansas.
I've been preaching pitching this whole time.
It's huge.
I've been preaching staying hot. All the teams in this tournament left are hot. That's why they're here. But I'm going to go with Mr. Anderson on the mound for the Tigers. And like we were saying earlier, if this LSU-Arkansas game is the preliminary final, right? A lot of people are thinking the winner of the LSU-Arkansas game will make it to the final. I'm going to go with Kate Anderson on the bump, and I'm going to give the Tigers the edge. And I'm going to say the Tigers make it out of this region, and the Tigers win it all
against Coastal.
Yeah, probably so. I want to say somebody different because you guys also have Coastal, but I love Coastal. So yes, LSU over Coastal in the final. Revenge.
Kenny, who's your runner-up?
Well, I said
Coastal.
I said Arizona was going to beat Coastal, so
you did.
I did say that, which they would probably have to play Louisville. They beat Louisville. Oregon State beats Arizona. Coastal
To win
beats
that side?
Oregon State. I think I said that right. So I think Coastal
No.
comes out.
Who's the biggest flop?
So you think Coastal's going to lose game 1 and then come back and win
Yep.
win out? Okay.
That
Good.
it seems like such a Coastal. What are they? Sun Belt thing to do.
Yeah,
They're not
baby,
Sun Belt.
Sun Belt.
SBC.
Oh,
SBC,
that
baby.
ugly logo. That thing is so ugly.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad.
So what's your guys' biggest surprise out of this?
For me,
Is
it's
there a
Louisville.
team- Really?
I mean, when I look at the national seeds, Oregon State, Coastal, LSU, and Arkansas, UCLA. So the only non-national seeds are Arizona, Murray State, Louisville. I'm not gonna. I mean, Murray State's a surprise to be here. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to be a surprise here. If they are, great. I mean, everybody loves an underdog story, but to me, it's Louisville. I just think Louisville is playing pretty well. I'd like to say that they would be a good surprise.
Yeah, I'll go with Arizona. I think Arizona might put a good handle on Coastal because, like you said, I think they'll come out with some vengeance a little bit. And I think when you're especially hot in the World Series, I think you'll keep going. But it talks about depth. I don't know the depth of some of these teams, so we'll see.
Mine is going to be UCLA, the Bruins. They're young. They haven't been to the World Series in a while, but I feel like they're just going to create some magic from their youngness. And I would love for Murray State to win. I think it would be a great story, and I want it to continue. I just don't think it will, to be honest. And I think the power of UCLA and just the ride that they're on right now is going to propel them. And I think they could make a run. And I'll be honest, they could make a run. And I mean, yeah, they could potentially beat LSU, but I don't think they're going to. But I mean, they could. LSU has an off day pitching. Like, I think they really could beat them. So that's going to be my surprise. The biggest flop, I'm going to go Arkansas. I'm going to have a hot take here. I think Arkansas loses both games. I think they're 0-2.
Arkansas?
Yeah, I think they lose against LSU, and I think Murray State's going to beat them.
Ooh.
That's bold. That's bold.
I think Murray State's going to beat them. I think
I can't disagree. I mean, Arkansas is weird, man. They're one of the. It's just I feel like something's gonna happen. It'll be like like a rally possum. It'll be a rally beach ball or something stupid happen to Arkansas.
A rally racer.
A rally racer. A legit horse is gonna go onto the field, and I would not be surprised.
I mean,
that'd be
Nebraska.
That would be a great T-shirt. I'm just gonna say it.
The
rally racer with their like logo, and then it's just like
Uh-huh.
racing it up. That'd be pretty cool.
For me, the biggest flop is going to be Oregon State. Like I was mentioning, I think Louisville beats them game 1. I think the winner of that Coastal Arizona side is going to the loser. I mean, it's going to be tough either way, whichever one loses. So I think Oregon State's going to go 0-2 here. I see them losing against the Louisville Ace. And if Arizona loses, I can see Arizona. I mean, they did it to UNC, right? They lost game 1, came back and won game 2 and 3. So I believe if they lose game 1 here, they can come back and take on Oregon State game in that losers bracket game and force them 0-2. That's my go-to.
What about you, Kenny? Who you got? What's your flop?
I said Arkansas. I was just going to agree with you.
Okay.
Do I have to pick somebody else?
No, you don't.
You
can
pick
know.
I was just
I legit think Arkansas. It's just I don't know. They got that Arkansas curse, man. I feel like something.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
like 100%. That's partially why I took them because I was like, yeah, they've had a good season, but it doesn't matter if you've had a good season. It matters in postseason. So
I mean, they make a good bracket. You know,
Yeah.
we got to
I'm
thank you for
scared.
Arkansas.
I'm scared of Arkansas.
All right. Total Jello shots, gentlemen.
So let's.
How are we doing this?
Yeah. So we got. Let me say the scoring system because I think it's a little. Jason made a good
Yeah.
point. So last year or the year LSU was in it, I think the total was 68,000 plus. So that's LSU alone.
68,888, I think, is what it was.
88,000?
68,000.
Oh, 68,000.
888 is what I think it was.
Oh, okay. So it's no doubt will be more than that. But the point differential, that's the thing we're gonna have to make up because if you're close and that's within 50 to 100 points, I think that might be a little too close. No?
Yeah,
Or
well, that's what I was thinking. Like, you know how impressive it would be for one of us to get within even 100 Jello shot total for all 8 teams total.
right.
That's crazy. I think it should be increments of like the first increment would be anywhere under 1,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Or am I being too aggressive? Should it be 500 and then 500 to like 1,500, 1,500 to 2,500, or 1,500 to 3,000? What do you guys think?
I don't mind being too aggressive with it.
Yeah, I don't mind being too aggressive about it either.
So let's see. If LSU had 68,000 one year, ooh,
Trying to look up what the stats were from last year. There it is.
let's say total.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's
that
the
would
total
pull up
from
right.
last. I can put it on here.
Yeah, share that to the screen.
I mean,
To the screen, baby. Put it on the screen, he said.
the top total I see from last year, at some point it was Tennessee with 11,000. But there's no telling how early in the bracket that was.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure it's all for charity, so I'm wondering how much it should be just automatically tell.
So, like, yeah, here's a good example, right?
There it is.
You got it? Sweet.
Yeah.
This was last year.
Yeah, this was last year. So if we're going off these numbers,
32,000. Woo, 38. Woo.
Yeah.
What I'm
Aggies
gathering,
like to party.
What I'm gathering is LSU, Arkansas are going to go at it. They're probably going to put up 100,000 by themselves.
100,000
total between the two of them. Yeah,
This is the drinking
joking.
class of the two schools of all these teams. I mean, they are going to. There's going to be flavored Jello shots.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan, 2023 LSU had 68,888 by themselves.
Are we just guessing the total amount then?
The total of the whole thing?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 115,000.
115. What's your pick, Kenny?
150.
Oh, I lied. 125,000.
Oh, you're going high. Okay.
And 12.
Oh man. Okay, man. I think it will be 2 times more than that. To be honest, I'm going. Let's do 295.
Oh my God.
295,000.
Are you joking?
225. 225.
You got that, Jason. Just put it in there.
225,000.
Yep.
Even? No, all zeros after. Nothing special.
No. 225. Fours up,
All
baby.
right. Go Tigers. Brendan?
I expect the LSU Tigers to have over 45,000 Jello shots. Want that known?
Before
It's
the
gonna be way
game
over
starts.
that.
Baton Rouge sets it off, baby. Set it off. We're gonna set it off in this mother truck. Set it off.
I bet you $100 Boosie is gonna donate. He'll find out. Boosie will find out and he'll donate.
Can we have Boosie on the pod?
I'd love Boozy on the pod. He is always welcome. Always welcome.
Boosie.
I want
If you
Boozy.
want to come on the pod, bud.
Boozy, baby. I'm gonna go 145,023 Jello shots.
How much did you say? 100 and what?
45 and 23.
Dang, you guys are making me nervous about my 125 1-2.
I think you're underestimating.
Me? I mean,
Yeah.
no. I think I'm. If I'm overestimating probably for LSU and Arkansas, but I don't. I think you guys are overestimating the rest of the teams.
Yeah, I was just thinking UCLA. I wonder if Rocco's updated. The last time I checked, which was this morning, so give it this, was 4.
4. Like
And
a grand total of
4.
4.
Are you serious? It was 4?
It was 4. That was this morning. Murray State had the most.
Time. Yeah, Murray State. They haven't updated it yet.
When was the last update?
It was like 4 hours ago.
4
It was
hours
the one-
ago.
Yeah.
UCLA is still
is.
at 4.
What the LSU at? 12?
140.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Coastal might put up a fight. I'm sure their fans will show up. 69.
I know, that's what I
nice.
was thinking. Man, that'll be fun to tailgate at Coastal Carolina for a football game, though. I'm just going to
Coastal will show up. Oregon State and UCLA are probably going to be the bottom 2 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Murray State
what I think.
probably not super high. Unless
I feel
but the
bad.
thing is with Murray State, people could just show up and say they want to put their count towards Murray State.
I think all the like Reddit accounts, and that's what they're doing. They're just sending money to put it in.
Put it in.
Yeah, they're literally just it's Murray State. We'll put it with Money Murray. Oh, Money Murray State.
The Money Murray State Rally Racers.
Hey,
That'd be.
I'm starting that dynasty. That's my next dynasty.
Well, y'all got anything else, or y'all want to add?
I think to recap for me, LSU makes it to the final, takes on Coastal, wins it all. Jello shots 125,012.
Okay. I have the Tigers winning, but if I'm putting money on it, it's LSU. I think Coastal Carolina does not make the College World Series final. I feel like I've been changing my mind.
You just did. You just
Yeah,
said
did.
LSU
I think
was
I
gonna
did.
win, and then you said, "But if you're putting money on it, you're still picking LSU." That's what you said.
Oh yeah, my bad. See, my headset broke, mic broke.
No, you're good. On the thing on our counter that we're going to be using for our points to see who comes out on top, you got Arkansas winning.
Okay, I'll take it. And here's my hot take, my last hot take. I think the President of the United States will get involved in the Jello Shot Challenge.
Donald T.
I think Donald Trump will get involved. I think it will blow up this year. I'm not kidding. I think he's going to get involved.
That would be hilarious.
I'd love Donald T to get some Jello shots. I ain't gonna lie.
America, we have the best Jello shots.
The best, absolutely the best.
I think anybody would enjoy watching a sitting president take a Jello shot at Rocco's in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
I don't doubt it.
Brendan?
You want to send us out, Brendan?
My winner is the LSU Tigers, baby. Let it roll, let it ride. Roar. I'll be in Dallas watching it with Coach Finn at a wonderful brewery that I cannot find right now.
It's Three Nations Brewery.
Three
It's in
Nations
Carrollton.
Brewery. It's in Carrollton. We're going to be there. Shout out If y'all want to join, say hi. Come out.
Three
I'll be
Nations
there.
Brewery.
Yeah, Three Nations Brewery, baby. But I got the Tigers and I got the Chanticleers runners up. I just think their pitching is going to be dominant. And then for my Jello shots, I got 145,023 because Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.
Thank you.